picked off by Mourning. Another Knick turnover. It will be Miami ball. The Knicks have turned it over 10 times. The Knicks also not getting offense from Allen Houston and Chris Childs. They've combined for a 2 for 10. Childs 1 of 4 and Houston 1 of 6. Marley. Mourning foul. Charles Oakley called for his first. Last time the Knicks in Miami were here, Charles Oakley got involved verbally with Alonzo Mourning, and that may have contributed to a large measure for what followed between P.J. Brown and Charlie Ward.
Oh, that last particular play, Alonzo Mourning, and you could see why Jeff Van Gundy does not want Patrick Ewing guarding him, and vice versa, why Riley does not want Mourning on Ewing. Just Alonzo Mourning too quick for Patrick Ewing, and he knows that Patrick just can't get low enough, move those feet and ankles, and keep him from penetrating.
Alonzo Mourning has come up with a big first half. He's been challenged, particularly here in the media, in light of the huge contract that he received from the Miami Heat and the poor playoff performance last season. There's a couple of big games in the playoffs this year. Illegal defense called once again, and it's a technical foul. Allen Houston to the line. Well, a look ahead next weekend, Memorial Day weekend. 3 superb NBA playoff games coming your way on NBC. Next Saturday, NBA Showtime will kick things off, 3 o'clock Eastern, Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Michael Jordan and the Bulls will take on today's winner. And then on Sunday, Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals. Karl Malone and the Utah Jazz going up against Charles Barkley and the Houston Rockets. Rockets wrapping things yesterday against Seattle. Once again, Showtime will take the air at 3 p.m. Miami 40 and New York 32. 2:20 to go in this first half. Marley coming over to set a screen. Hardaway for 3. And a nice play by Ewing, lunging for that rebound. Charlie Ward gets the pick. Mourning switches off, frees up Ewing. Ewing putting moves on Mourning made the contact. Crowd looking for the foul on Ewing.
And a good nod call by the officials. It didn't affect the shot.
Oh, what a move by Rashawn Leonard for his first field goal. Rashawn Leonard only 2 for 8 at the Garden in Game 6. Previous game, Game 5, had the hot hand at one point, hit 6 straight jump shots. 10-point Miami lead. Houston trying to drive it to the basket, but forcing the issue. Mourning. Foul by Ward. The basket counts, and Mourning to the line.
Well, everybody blames Rashawn Leonard as a jump shooter, and he's a terrific three-point shooter, but just that little hesitation got Allen Houston to stand up straight, and Rashawn Leonard took care of the rest. And then Mourning getting out and beating everybody down the floor, and Charlie Ward committing the cardinal sin, not so much committing the foul, but letting Alonzo Mourning make the layup in the process.
And you wonder in his thought process if Charlie Ward did not want to get involved in another controversy.
I don't think there's any question. A lot of things are going through Charlie Ward's mind, and I think if the Knicks lose this game in this series, it'll be an anvil around his neck for a long, long time. If New York comes back and win this game, it'll be forgotten by about 7 o'clock tonight.
Traveling violation on John Wallace. In the past, Charlie Ward has played exceptionally well against the Miami Heat. Tough time in the first half. The Knicks have now turned it over 11 times, just under 1 minute remaining. In this first half, Miami leads by 12. Chain of let's go Heat. Childs able to deflect it. It'll be Miami ball with 11 on the shot clock. But first, a 20-second timeout called by Pat Riley. Well, the 11 turnovers leading to 13 Miami points.
And a lot of these turnovers have come because the Knicks wing players and guards have not gotten low enough to make that entry pass to Patrick Ewing. Here, the ill-advised pass on the lob. And once again, Allan Houston not getting a good passing angle to Patrick Ewing. After that play, Ewing had looked over the bench and said, my fault. I didn't do a good enough job of protecting the passer, but really it's not Patrick's fault. He has to wait for that guard to take the ball below free throw line extended to get a better passing angle, and the Knicks have just been, for whatever reason, lazy, nervous, tentative, whatever, not getting themselves in position to make that pass.
The winner today goes on to face the defending NBA champion Chicago Bulls. Game 1 Tuesday night in Chicago. They'll face a well-rested Chicago Bulls squad. And Hardaway will head to the line. Chris Childs called for his first. Pat Riley telling us yesterday after practice that he felt that Tim Hardaway really gained from the Orlando series by chasing around the speedy Darrell Armstrong of the Orlando Magic. Pat said with a laugh that it was a good warm-up for Tim.
Well, what he gained in that experience, he lost in a lot of fatigue. I think Tim Hardaway throughout this series has looked very winded, very fatigued, and at times looks like he has been running on fumes. And you can see the poor field goal percentage. But Tim is apt to fire up a 4 for 17 on any given game. But he is an absolute dangerous player coming down the stretch because he plays with absolutely no fear. He'll take any shot at any time.
Well, Miami has matched its biggest lead of the game, up by 14. 25 seconds remaining in the half. Ewing guarded by Austin. Now Marley over to help. Ewing gave it up. Childs trying to throw it inside to Oakley. Another Knick turnover, leading to the last touch by Houston. Well, they say last touch by Wallace. It will be Miami ball with 6 seconds left in the half. Miami in the midst of another good run. They've outscored the Knicks 8-1 over the last minute and a half. Austin for Isaac Austin, not noted for his three-point touch. And here's Allan Houston. A charged-up Miami team, a charged-up Miami crowd. The Heat leading by 17 at halftime.
Well, the Heat were looking for Hardaway, who wisely curled as he could not get the ball. Left it all open for Isaac Austin, who did not hesitate one single moment.
Hi, I'm Ricky Davis from the Boston Celtics. You're watching NBA TV.
Davis in transition.
Ricky Davis showing his athleticism.
Very successful 5 for 11. Ahmad?
All right, thanks, Jim. Jeff Van Gundy told his team not a time to panic, but he was very upset about all the turnovers, and namely the turnovers that led to fast breaks on the other end. Also, he told his team about crashing the boards. They got to get active in the second half. Marv?
And some interesting numbers. The largest deficit overcome in the history of Game 7 play in the playoffs. 10 points. Houston did it against Phoenix in '95. This is a halftime deficit. And Houston against San Antonio back in 1981. The Knicks have been a good come-from-behind team this year when it comes to double-digit deficits. The best effort in that department. Foul on Mourning. That is his third. The largest deficit the Knicks have been able to overcome was back on March 7th, down 20 in the second quarter to the Boston Celtics, and they came back to win it after trailing 65-45. We're talking a 61-win team in the Miami Heat, and we're talking under Game 7 conditions here.
But the reason why the Knicks are a good come-from-behind team is they play terrific defense. They force teams to take tough shots, they challenge them, and they're a good defensive rebounding team.
Just underway in the third. Oakley, yes. Charles Oakley with his first field goal.
Well, big problem for the Knicks in the first half. They were unable to get the ball inside to Patrick Ewing. Patrick got most of his points on second shot opportunities. But if the ball goes inside to Ewing, it's going to cause a double team. That'll enable his teammates to get better shots.
Here's Leonard for three. Ewing on the box out. Ollie Ward starting the second half. Jeff Van Gundy started John Wallace right at the start of the game. Childs lost his balance, and the Knicks get a break. Last touch by Mourning.
Big break as Chris Childs, totally out of control, falling to the floor and rifles it off Alonzo Mourning instead of getting himself under control and punch the ball inside to Patrick Ewing and try to get that fourth foul on Mourning.
Here's the double on Ewing. Finds the open man. Charles Oakley with his second field goal. 49-36 Miami. Remember back in the first half at 1 point, Miami reeled off 18 straight. The Knicks were able to cut into that gap, though. Came within 7, and then Miami went on another run. Mourning stripped. Oakley showing some signs here at the start of the third quarter. A minute and 40 gone by. Houston with second effort. Allen Houston with his second field goal. Strong start by the Knicks. They reel off the first 6 points of the third quarter, and they have cut it to 11.
Well, once the ball goes inside to Patrick Ewing, and with Mourning in some foul trouble, the Heat, who hate to double team, but have to in this instant, and you can show they're not used to double teaming. They don't cover up in the lane very well. And then this time, Patrick Ewing stayed away in transition, let Houston go to work, because Patrick is not going to be able to touch the ball every time down the floor, and it's absolutely imperative for New York to get this man going offensively after shooting just 1 for 9 in that first half. And as we broke away for that 22nd timeout, Patrick Ewing kept wanting to go at little Bashawn Leonard on just a little bump that they had on that last play, and all of Patrick's teammates had to pull him away.
Hardaway and Leonard in the backcourt. Mourning, Mashburn, and Marley on the front line. 2 minutes have been played in this third quarter. Mourning had the ball knocked away, recovered. Hardaway with the shot clock running down. Tim Hardaway. He has 15. Miami 51. New York 38.
Once again, set up on the pass on the move by Mourning, something he has trouble with, but Hardaway making a good decision not to make the extra pass as soon as he saw the shot clock was down.
Ward sets it up for Ewing. Yes. The Knicks looking sharp here at the start of the third quarter. Miami up by 11. They have a 17-point lead at the half. Hardaway. Hustle, rebound, handled by Leonard. And they'll reset. Mashburn. Played tightly by Oakley. They isolate. Mashburn on Oakley. And Mashburn forced it. Played well by Oakley. And Mourning called for the foul. Not a smart foul by Alonzo Mourning. Chasing Charlie Ward to the baseline after Ward had taken possession. And that is costly. That's number 4 on Mourning.
Well, Alonzo Mourning was under such control in the first half, not even close to any careless fouls of that nature. And then to start the third quarter, the one that he has picked up the most, setting that pick at around the high elbow, top of the key area, stepping out unnecessarily there, and absolutely no chance to get that ball there. Just a poor play on the part of Alonzo Mourning there, and that generally puts his team in a hole.
That's been the pattern with Mourning, and now the Knicks will look to take advantage. Patrick Ewing cuts it to a 9-point lead. The Knicks have hit their first 5 shots in this third quarter. Miami 51. The Knicks 42. Ball knocked away from Hardaway. Last touch by the Knicks.
Well, Patrick Ewing on the move as Ike Austin going out to try to pick up on that pick and roll situation. And once again, the Heat not covering up in the lane and protecting.
Austin did a good job. He ate 8 points the last 9 minutes of the second quarter. And it's beginning to get testy as Childs was called for the foul on Leonard. That's 3 on Childs. The Knicks with their first team foul. Knicks have outscored the Heat here in the third, 10-2 off the 5-for-5 shooting.
Well, it looks like the Heat wants to go to Sean Leonard right now against Childs, but I think they got a mismatch with Jamal Mashburn against Oakley. He has too much quickness for Oakley, who's a good inside defender.
Austin again. Isaac Austin is hitting 5 from the field. He has 10 points. Isaac Austin, winner of the NBA's Most Improved Player Award in his 4th season from Arizona State. Oakley feeling it. Rebounded by Marley. Miami with the ball. They lead by 11. Marley gets it out to Leonard. He was trapped along the baseline. Shot clock is down to 6 for Sean Leonard. Oh, Oakley got a piece of it to keep it alive. Childs, played by Marley, and pulls it back.
And a wise decision there. What has been good to the Knicks in this third quarter is this. Get the ball inside to Ewing.
And Ewing goes right at Austin. Patrick Ewing has had an exceptional ball game. He now has 21, and the Miami lead is down to 9. 5 minutes gone by in the third. Marley is open. Childs with the rebound and fouled by Austin.
Well, we talk about the loss of Starks and Johnson today, but this is where the Knicks missed P.J. Brown, who was doing a good job of Ewing, getting help from Alonzo Mourning, but Austin unable to do it one-on-one there.
That's 2 for 3 for Ewing in this third quarter. Knicks have come out hitting 6 of 7 from the field. Not that time, though. Miami just 2 of 8 here at the start of the third. The Heat up by 9. Mashburn posting. Oh, Oakley with the steal and called for time. What a play by Charles Oakley. Took the 20 on the steal.
Well, I said earlier that Mashburn should have a mismatch against Charles Oakley because of his quickness, but here he's trying to take him inside. That's where Oakley is an outstanding defender in the post. But the flick away, and then a typical Charles Oakley play, giving up his body. I don't know if he had possession there. I guess he did as he was trying to put his hands together to get the stoppage of play. But what Mashburn has to do is pull outside, take Oakley about 20 feet away, face up, look into that triple threat position, and then he would be able to beat Oakley off the dribble.
This is the Charles Oakley the Knicks of the Heat saw in game number 4 that really got Pat Riley going. In fact, Riley showed clips of Oakley's play to his team prior to game 5. He was just so bothered by the fact that Oakley, with his hustle, his diving on the floor, controlled the game.
And he also thought Charles Oakley started the whole problems at the end of game 5.
Well, the Knicks gave it right back. Childs stepped out. Turnover number 13 committed by the Knicks. The Heat 53 and the Knicks 44 as we come up on 6 minutes left in the third.
Well, the Knicks have something good going with Ewing right now, but they can't forget Allan Houston. They're going to need his scoring.
And pass picked off again by the Knicks. Marley with the rebound. Miami led by 17 at the half. In the first half, at one point, they reeled off 18 unanswered. Hardaway. And the Heat leads 55-44. Very strong all-around performance by Tim Hardaway. He now has 17, along with 5 assists. Allan Houston. Allan Houston with his first three-pointer. And the Knicks will look for Houston to get going. The Heat up by 8.
And Jeff Van Gundy called that play from the sideline. He realizes that it can't be Ewing every time down the floor. Allan Houston so important with the absence of Johnson and Starks.
Ward able to tip it to Ewing. Just under 5 minutes left in the third. Marley Riley moves up on Houston. Houston off the dribble, fired up the air ball.
Somebody opened up a door there as the wind came in and took that one way off.
Well, the Knick guards effectively going to the boards. Chris Childs able to handle it. Calls for time. 4:40 remaining in the third. The Heat lead is now 8. We'll be back with more from Miami in a moment. On TNT. Coming up on 4.5 remaining in the third quarter. Marv Albert, Matt Guokas, Ahmad Rashad, and Jim Gray from South Florida. Shot clock is down to 5. Ward passed on the shot. And here's Ewing. Well, a challenge went over the top of the backboard and deflected in.
Well, actually, it could hit the top of the backboard and still go in, but what happens is it hits the shot clock, and that automatically is a violation. There it is as Patrick Ewing, shot clock down at 1, going to go straight up in the air and hit that shot clock.
So the Heat by 8. Leonard, along with Hardaway, Marley, Austin, and Mashburn mourning on the bench after picking up a 4th foul. Again, that's the three. 20 points for Tim Hardaway.
Not that was not a very difficult shot under good defensive pressure by Charlie Ward, but Jeff Van Gundy has to be very much concerned right now with Charlie Ward guarding Hardaway, with Tim being the most dangerous player on the floor for Miami.
Ewing coughed it up. He got the position, then lost it. Leonard, who's been quiet, only 1 of 6. Austin has had another strong game, backing his way on Ewing. And then forces Oakley with the rebound.
Well, no double team there as the Knicks let Patrick Ewing just force. Watching that tough shot.
Hardaway took it away from Childs. Hardaway. Careless ball handling by Chris Childs. Turnovers have killed the Knicks here this afternoon. Now to 3 minutes remaining in the third. And the call, last touch by Miami. Monk Williams now checking in for Patrick Ewing. 15 turnovers committed by the Knicks. This a major problem for